Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Sally here, and I've got some exciting updates for you today that could really impact the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the country's economy. We're diving deep into some major shifts happening in Iraq's financial system that could change the value of the currency. So, grab a seat and get ready because you won't want to miss this. Iraq seems to be preparing for a major shift in its currency policies. Recently, there have been indications that Iraq is taking steps to phase out the US dollar from circulation. In fact, Iraq has even suspended US dollar withdrawals from banks outside the country. This is a huge move for a nation, and when a country does something like this, it usually signals that they're preparing for something big. Many financial experts are speculating that this could be the precursor to Iraq revaluing their currency. Now, some of you may have heard the term currency revaluation before, or RV as it's often referred to in the dinar community. For those who haven't, currency revaluation is when a country adjusts the value of its currency, usually increasing it in relation to other global currencies, like the US dollar. If Iraq is indeed planning a revaluation of the dinar, it could mean that the currency will increase in value compared to the US dollar, and potentially other currencies too. But why would Iraq be doing this? The short answer is that they're working on long-term plans for stability and growth. Over the years, Iraq has faced numerous challenges, but they've been steadily rebuilding their economy. From the looks of it, they're getting ready for the next big step forward. Iraq has significant resources that make this possible, like vast oil reserves, gold reserves, and increasing foreign investment. For example, reports suggest that Iraq holds one of the largest gold reserves in the Arab world, with approximately 162 tons of gold. This is a pretty significant amount and signals that Iraq is positioning itself as a financially stable nation, one that could eventually revalue its currency with the strength to back it up. However, it's not all smooth sailing for Iraq. There are still several challenges they need to overcome, and one major issue right now is their reliance on Iran for energy imports. Iraq needs electricity from Iran, but recently the United States chose not to extend a special waiver that had allowed Iraq to buy electricity from Iran without facing sanctions. This waiver expired recently, and the U.S. Department of State decided not to renew it. This is part of the Trump administration's broader maximum pressure campaign against Iran. Now, Iraq finds itself without a clear alternative for meeting its energy needs, which could cause some temporary strain on their economy and the daily lives of citizens. That said, many experts believe Iraq is already working on a solution to this problem. They've been engaging in talks with other countries and are continuing to implement reforms within their own borders. They're not sitting idly by. Iraq is actively pursuing measures to secure a better economic future. This could include diversifying energy sources, improving domestic infrastructure, and continuing their economic reforms to ensure that Iraq doesn't remain dependent on a single supplier for energy. As for the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, for those of you holding on to the currency, you may be wondering what this all means for its value. There's a lot of speculation about whether and when the dinar will be revalued. Some experts believe the dinar could increase in value fairly soon, maybe sooner than expected. If you're holding on to dinars, you might be wondering what your next steps should be once that revaluation takes place. One thing many financial experts in the dinar community recommend is that when the value of the dinar increases, the first thing you might want to do is exchange your currency at a bank or exchange center for US dollars. Once you've done that, you can deposit the dollars into a US bank. Now, this raises the question of what should you do with your dinars in the meantime? Should you sell now or hold on to them and wait for the value to rise further? There isn't a one-size-fits-all answer, but let's explore some of the strategies people are considering. One common approach is to exchange just a portion of your dinar holdings. For example, if someone has 2 million dinars, they might decide to exchange 1 million right away to cash in on the immediate gains. The other 1 million could be held on to in case the currency continues to appreciate over time. The thinking here is that by doing this, they're getting a quick return on part of their investment while still holding on to the rest in case the value increases even more in the future. On the other hand, some investors, especially those with a higher risk tolerance, are considering cashing out their entire dinar investment once the currency's value rises. Their reasoning is simple: if they wait too long, the value might not rise as quickly as they expect, or other factors like inflation could affect the currency. By cashing out all at once, they can secure capital gains and invest those funds in other opportunities. The idea is that by the time the dinar hits its peak value, we are perhaps $3 or $4 per dinar, the other investments they've made will have grown significantly, putting them ahead even without holding on to all of their dinars. Of course, everyone's situation is different, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The important thing is to make sure you're making well-informed decisions. Financial advisors in the dinar community emphasize consulting with professionals who can help you devise an investment plan based on your financial goals and risk tolerance. Whether you decide to cash out now or wait, solid guidance and information are key. Looking ahead, what's the outlook for the Iraqi dinar in the near future? While the currency remains relatively stable for now, all signs seem to point toward a potential increase in its value as Iraq continues to strengthen its economic position. With gold reserves, foreign investments, and a growing oil sector, Iraq is laying the foundation for a strong economic future. The country's goal is to become recognized as a solvent nation, one that doesn't rely on debt or foreign aid. It's important to note that Iraq isn't acting in isolation. They have strong allies, including the United States and other global powers, pushing for economic reforms and growth within Iraq. The future for Iraq looks promising, and many believe that once the dinar is revalued, the country will enter a new phase of financial prosperity. But of course, as with any investment, there are risks involved. So, it's essential to stay informed and prepared for whatever might come. That's all for today's update. I hope you found this video informative and gave you some new insights into Iraq's economy and the future of the Iraqi dinar. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future updates. Got any thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.